Welcome to the podcast that makes you laugh, the show that every redneck rock star can relate to, bringing that fire on our podcast empire. It's the Neanderthals from Leander. We're live in Bassham Studios. This is the Whiskey and Whiskers podcast. We're your host, Chris.
Chop.
Gator.
And Blake. All right, so today I was driving, right? And
You can drive?
When did they let you do that?
They, question the legality, not the method.
Not the capabilities.
So anyway, I was driving, and this obviously a cocksucker, right? Not a motherfucker. Pulls out in front of me as I'm doing. Like, this is 183 for those of you who didn't know it. So I mean, it's a fucking highway, right? This guy pulls out in front of me, like basically so much in front of me, like so close that like I would not be able to stop in time. Like I had to change lanes. You know what I mean? Like even slamming on the brakes, I had to change lanes.
So he knew you were a good driver.
Yeah. So
he put his life in your hands. How does that make you feel? He trusted you that much.
So I did the responsible thing, and I fucking slammed on the gas and then swerved like as close to the front end of his car as I could as I was cutting him back off.
Did you stare him down until you crashed into something else?
No, he actually hit him.
No, but what I did do was as I was like, flooring it to cut back in front of him and, give him the finger and do all that. I like peeked in his window just to be like, all right, how fucking stupid does this guy look? Like, is it an old guy?
Hold on. What kind of car was it?
It was a fucking Accord.
Honda Accord?
Yep.
Like newer model or older model?
In between.
Matters.
Like a 2012.
So what was your initial thought? What did you expect to see in the window as you passed him?
Honestly, just...
This is a fun game. We're playing chicken, aren't we?
No, honestly, when I just looking at the car and looking I expected like a dude that's probably in his he's like 20,
Ah, young kid.
Like he got that car in high school and he's still driving it and
He's a dumb kid.
Hey, what's wrong with that?
and now he's like 20, 21, 22.
So what was the guy actually? If it was a guy.
It was a guy. He was older than I thought, like still probably younger than me, like mid 20s, upper 20s maybe. But definitely a stupid looking motherfucker. like had his mouth kind of open.
Oh yeah, that's a telltale sign. Right?
Did he have glasses?
No, he did not.
Oh, did
That
he
would
wear
have
a
made him
hat?
smarter.
Did he wear a hat?
Honestly, I
Latex
don't remember.
gloves and a vaccine mask.
While he was driving?
Yeah.
In his own car?
And by himself.
Windows up.
So you just did a double take. I want to reel it back. Middle finger doesn't work anymore. It honestly creates the wrong dude. Thumbs down. I'm thumbs down all the way
Disappoint. Shake your head now and just be like,
dude, middle finger, all that does is make them shoot the middle finger back. Like it just middle fingers beget middle fingers. If you give them a thumbs down and a head shake, then they're like, oh man.
Normally I just aim my gun out the window, but
So sometimes it's somebody going 30 and a 60, and you're like stuck behind this motherfucker. And you're like, this is a
unless it's a bicycle and then they're going like 15 and a 60.
This is a little old lady, maybe, and you make it up in your mind, like what the problem is. And then like you get around and you see the person in the car doesn't match the car or what they're doing at all. And you're just like, I'm disappointed.
Dad mode. Yeah, that's the thumbs down dad mode. Like, I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
But like this doesn't just apply to vehicles though. Like you ever been like in a public space and just like walking through somewhere and you hear somebody just say some fucking dumbass shit and you have to be like, wait, who the fuck just said that? I gotta take notes on what kind of fucking person says that.
Yeah, all the time here with you guys.
I remember one time stopping in a public restroom and Blake was so offended by this guy that was listening to music on his phone, like by himself in the shitter.
Oh, I think I was there for that.
That like, I'm pretty sure he had to wait around for the guy to come out of the bathroom to see what kind of fucking dude this was.
Well, because in my head, we talked about this on the show, but in my head, I thought this guy's so fucking self-centered that he thinks he needs like
a soundtrack to his shitting?
To his life, right? Even when he's shitting. And he doesn't care about anyone around him. He's just like, oh yeah, I'm here and this is my fucking soundtrack.
Yeah, and you're hungover and been in the car for 14 hours and pissed off.
But I think it was you, Chris, someone was like, nah, dude, he was just self-conscious about his shitting.
Yeah.
And that's something that we can relate to.
Yeah, he's putting the music over so you can't hear him fucking blowing out the back of the toilet.
Which, I mean, clearly he's losing man points. Like he needs to fucking
Yeah.
Own up to that shit.
Yeah.
Own it. Battle shit.
And be proud.
What's worse though? Him listening to music or like flushing incessantly every time he fucking dumps a load? Because that gets old too.
And what about the guy that's like,
Yeah. That's the winner.
Dude. Or okay, so like this is really common in a bar, right? But like, have you ever been in a bar and like you're peeing or doing whatever, right? You're in the bathroom.
I've only been in American bars. I've never been in a European bar.
And somebody walks in and they go to the urinal and they start pissing and they do the like,
Oh yeah.
that's me every time.
like
That's fair game. That doesn't even bother me. It's
So-
like, yeah, good for you, bro.
normally that doesn't bother me, right? Like in most circumstances where I run into this, which is like the bar usually.
Mhm.
But like when you run into that at like a professional setting, it gets kind of weird.
Like professional peeing.
Yeah.
I did that for a few years back in the 90s.
Freelance, right?
Yeah. I mean, it was a fun gig. I traveled a lot. Saw a lot of different bathrooms.
Get to see the world. You know?
I was more of a
Yeah.
scratch pisser,
Scratch?
like a scratch golfer.
Ah.
Yeah. You did some pickup games. Were you more of a caddy? You just carried it around for everybody?
All right, let's see what's in the box.
Nah.
Today we're drinking Walthin Single Barrel.
I think that says Wathers. Wathens.
There's no L in there.
There's no L for sure.
Wathins.
Oh, it's Nathan's.
Wathins.
Wait,
I think it's Wat Hens.
It's Wathins.
Wet hands.
it's got the W-A-T.
Wathins?
Wathens.
Did I say Walthins?
Yeah.
You said Wattens.
Wathins.
Wappingers.
Walter Matthau.
It's
Wap-
Wathins, right?
It's Wappens.
Anyway, that's what we're drinking.
I say Wathens because
Wathens.
it's Nathan's, but the end's upside down.
Shut the fuck up.
Squeaky.
I was really hoping for some more like boom, like bass.
Well, let's be
Yeah.
real. The first one was pretty good.
Dude, I think I'm getting over the like we have to reveal the bottle on the show and then have a genuine first shot. Fuck you guys. Like
Sometimes we need a shot before the shot.
or two. Yeah, two's better. Am I right?
Oh, yeah. Hands down. Agreed. All in favor say yay.
God.
I used to say
I
I'm
didn't
going.
know they drink
amateur
White
hour.
Claws.
I used to say tonight I'm going to go drink a bottle of whiskey, but I've caught myself recently because usually it's I'm going to go drink two.
Tink. Tink. Walthins. Wathins.
Wat hands.
Flat hams.
At least it's not Wap Hens.
Single bear. Single.
That would be kind of weird.
Single bear?
Single bear. Single barrel. Barrel.
Barrel.
Single barrel, so you know it's good.
It's like barrel.
Yeah, there's a bucket like right there.
Yeah. Too many defenders, bro.
Yeah, man. You didn't
Wait,
have a
it-
chance.
Is barrel one of those southern words that you can just kind of make into one syllable with a noise and accompany it with a noise and people know?
Barrel.
Like oh.
Barrel.
Barrel.
Or
Barrel. Daryl.
Say cracker barrel.
Cracker Barrel.
Well, there's Daryl and then there's his other brother, but Daryl.
Oh, I definitely say Cracker Barrel.
Cracker barrel. Cracker barrel. Oh, that's honest cracker barrel.
I actually put a U in it.
Cracker barrel. Here's a cracker barrel.
Cracker Barrel.
It turns into they took our job from South Park.
No, I definitely say Cracker Barrel.
That place kind of good.
Or wheelbarrow.
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 That's a barrel, not a barrel.
Yeah, barrow.
Cracker Barrel's.
Barrow.
Cracker Barrel's kind of
Wheelbarrow.
Yes. Barrow.
Cracker Barrel's is kind of a racist establishment.
Is it?
I don't know. It says cracker in it.
Yeah. What about oil?
Oil, foil,
Oil.
Oil. Oh,
Bowl.
oil. Yeah.
I say oil.
Olive oil.
bowl.
Bowl.
Boil.
No, it is bowl though, right?
Bowl.
Bowl, like BOWL, bowl.
Bowl.
No, B-L-I-L. Bowl.
Like boil.
Yeah, it's the same word.
Crawfish boil.
Crawfish bowl. Bowl.
It's like a Super Bowl, but crawfish.
Super Bowl. Super Bowl.
Oh yeah, Super Bowl's coming up. Who's playing again?
The Patriots,
Who
right?
fucking cares?
Two local quarterbacks, actually.
Yeah, that's true. Fuck Kansas City all the way.
And then it's the Eagles, right? Philadelphia?
Yeah, fuck Philly.
Anything but the fucking Eagles, man.
What's wrong with the Eagles? Why do y'all hate them so much?
Honestly,
I
if
was
the,
just thinking Big Lebowski. But
honestly, if the Cowboys didn't make it, I don't want the NFC to win.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because fuck them, right? Because they're not us.
Yeah, I was
Especially
yeah,
NFC East.
I was definitely going for Cincinnati or Kansas City on
So,
that side.
Kansas City, what are they?
They're in Kansas City.
Are they AFC?
AFC, yeah.
Oh, wow.
they're fucking.
The Eagles are in
Kansas-
NFC East. They're in our same conference.
Look at Gator knowing things about football.
I think process of elimination.
Yeah. Yeah, there's just two, right?
But, bro, there was 23 other letters he could have
The
picked.
Kansadians.
That's true.
Kansadians.
The CFC, you know?
It's the ZFC.
UFC. What about that Pro Bowl? Didn't they do like...
No, the Pro Bowl. Can we
Dude.
talk about the Pro Bowl?
Worst ratings ever. No, it turns out nobody tunes into flag football.
Why'd they do that?
So there's been a long running problem with the Pro Bowl that the best players in the league are going to the Super Bowl.
Super Barrel.
Barrel.
And they don't want to play real hard before the Super Bowl?
They don't want to, and then
They don't wanna get
the
hurt.
players that didn't go to the Super Bowl, they don't want to get hurt. So it's been like a fuck off game forever. It's like, well, these aren't really the best players because the best players are about to play in the Super Bowl. And also
Super Bowl.
these players aren't wanting to play because they don't want to get hurt as they go into contract negotiations into next year for a game that really doesn't matter.
What if they paid you more? They're like, you're injured. We're going to pay you more to join our team.
No, they should do that. If they wanted to make the Pro Bowl legit, like the guys in the Super Bowl would be like, sure, I'll go for $5 million and fucking play.
They're
You
like,
know?
even
I don't
if you
think
give
it's
But
them-
$5
you
million
have to pay each the amount of money those guys make. Yeah,
I think it should just be written into everyone's contract that, like, if you play and you get
But you
invited
can't-
to the Pro Bowl,
you can't force their motivation, bro. Like you
they do it every week.
bro. There's times when I'm like, I don't want to show up to work and I don't want to be there, but like I have to be there. But that doesn't make me like be great at being there. You know, I'm just like fucking here today.
You have to incentivize it somehow.
You don't have days at work where you're just like, I'm just fucking
What if
here.
what
man.
if your team wins the
then you
Pro
get
Bowl?
$5 million? Then you get $5 million bucks.
not everybody, but like
Not everybody. Like yeah,
or they give you like a pizza party or something.
what if they're like, yeah, what if if you make a touchdown, you make this much money.
They're like, we'll pay for you to go back to school.
You throw a touchdown, you make this much money.
We'll pay for your
get a block,
AT&T
you make this much
subscription.
money. So then people are actually trying, you know?
Yeah.
Or you could write it into the contract on the front end that's like, hey, you compete every week, and if you get invited to the Pro Bowl and you're not making the Super Bowl, then you fucking have to play this game.
And you'll really win like a free RV at the end. or
right.
something.
And you can tell them that they have to be there and show up and play. And that's what's happened historically. But
Wait,
that doesn't make them play
They don't tell them
hard.
they have to.
Hey, wait.
That doesn't make them play hard, dude.
We don't pay them for playing in the Pro Bowl. We penalize them for not playing in the Pro Bowl.
Well, everybody though.
Okay.
How do you
Well,
pay
Everybody that gets invited.
I mean, that's a good way to like flip the box. But
What if it was just like $5,000 if you make the Pro Bowl and $10,000 if you win?
then nobody's going to fucking show up, or the people that do show up are not going to play hard
And they'll
because
buy
they
your
don't.
lunch.
They don't want to get hurt and shit. It's the same problem that they've had.
They would do it for $5,000.
Here's the thing: is we already have a whole like game that decides like who's the best football team. You know,
Right. This
Pro
is
Bowl is supposed to be about who's the best players, right?
right?
no. It's supposed to be like a fun. Let's get all the best players from all the teams and put them in one team,
then
Yeah.
and then you got AFC versus NFC, but the best,
you know,
which I guess is kind of the Super Bowl also.
right?
But
Well, it's the best players, but it's not the best teams, right?
yeah,
So
you could
there's a-
hypothetically you could make a better in a.
Why are you trying to cater to the players that played on teams that sucked? Like, I don't know.
I just don't want to watch a
Maybe
Pro
just
Bowl
leave
where
them
they're
alone.
like, all right, we're going to have a fucking putting contest.
No, that's-
Dude, who gives a fuck? Who
Yeah.
cares?
Well, bro, this is where we're at. Like, just get rid of it. Like, it's done. It's done. It's not going to work. There's not a way to make it work. Let it go.
What do you do that week in the interim?
What if you made it like the?
It's only 2 weeks from the championship games to the Super Bowl.
What if you made it like the?
And clearly, you watch like golf or basketball.
What if you made it like the camps that they fuck like people that
Combine?
are that are like hardcore into football watch, and you make them do like the 40 and the 100 and fucking high jump and
Well,
'Cause
they
that
might
shit-
get hurt
Juggle.
doing that too, and then they don't want to compromise.
juggle and shit like that.
If they did the Pro Bowl barrel, if they did the Pro Barrel at the at the end of the preseason, like as like this is the last game of the preseason, and we've taken who we are calculating to be the best players and to play on these teams, they might show out because it's like opening the season, and they might still be in contract negotiations.
It might be interesting to do a combine because you see the combine, right? When everyone's getting into the league.
I'm more interested in a combine, like a pro combine. I'd be more interested in that.
But if
than
you had a pro
Bowl.
combine and you had people that are like 5 years in and you're like, dude, you're at the top of your game. You should be like, and then you could
he can do
compare-
the best karaoke. Look at him.
Then you could then then you could compare their 3-year, 4-year, 5-year combine to their original combine and see how they've improved, and that might be cool.
Or as they get older, they not improved.
Fall off. But see, that's the thing is Tom Brady didn't really show up at the combine. He's the GOAT.
Turns out he didn't show up at the championship game either.
They unimproved.
Was he in the Pro Bowl?
No, he wasn't even in the championship game, honestly.
Oh, that's true.
I think he lost in the divisional round.
Oh, man.
To the Dallas Cowboys. Hey.
All right. So today, when I was driving, when I got cut off, actually,
they let you drive?
I was going to get breakfast, and I pulled up to the
breakfast. That's one of those words too.
Breakfast.
I pulled up to the store, and I was going to get kolaches at the donut shop.
We just call those laches.
You know?
Kolaches.
Nope, you don't need the K.
Kolaches.
Just laches.
No, it's kolaches.
No, it's laches.
It's like KL.
You still got a K in there, but it's like
You don't need the
KL.
K.
It's
The K is
Klaches? Klaches?
Yeah.
The K is pointless, like Karen's.
It's supposed to be 3 syllables. We dropped it down to 2.
Cerberus.
Cerberus.
At least give it the at least give it the 2 syllables it deserves.
It's laches.
So
Do you like jalapeno laches or do you like plain laches? Or do you like ham and cheese?
any of them.
Boudin.
Fuck yeah,
Fuck
dude.
you. Ham and cheese can suck a cock.
With some mustard on it.
I'm not really down with ham and cheese collage.
Kolaches is fine.
What about apple? Do you have
Anyway,
apple pie?
you were driving today.
Kolaches?
Yeah. So I pull up to the store and it has a sign, like a paper fucking sign with handwritten shit on it in Sharpie that's like, hey.
Was it
this
black
is
Sharpie?
It was a family owned business.
Oh, okay.
We're taking a family vacation. We'll be back on this date. You know?
Where'd they go?
And I was like, oh, fuck. Like, that kind of sucks. And so, like, I'd asked my wife if she wanted anything. So I sent her a picture being like, hey, the fucking kolache place is closed, you know?
They went to Houston.
No. That's not even the fucking thing. I don't know where they went. They were gone from February 1st to March 15th.
Oh, yeah?
Where can I get these kind of fucking vacation days, bros? Like,
Open a kolache store, dude.
Yeah.
It's right there in front of you. They're doing it.
Yeah.
Just know you're going to have zero income for all that time.
Chops kolaches.
they're just like, hey, we're going to take like a 45-day family vacation.
That sounds like a front to me.
Yeah, they own a lot of other businesses.
I guess it's not kolache season right now.
Entrepreneurial. These guys have other sources of income. You know what I mean?
Ones
Yeah.
that have an R in them. You
When
can't
we're on
eat
vacation,
kolaches.
the car wash works.
So there is something to be said for dude, yeah, you open your own business and you front the capital and do
And then
the
just
work
fuck off
and
for a month and a half.
then
Hell yeah.
I mean, that's tough to keep customers coming back that way, but
No way, dude. You get them off, and then they're like desperate
They're
for it.
fiending
And you
for
come back, and you're like, hey, guess what?
are we still talking about their
Kolache
kolache
season.
business or their other business?
Dude, I don't know, man, because I was fiending for a kolache today. It'd been a little while since I got one.
You can do it the other way and
Kolache fix?
start a job with the company and work your ass off for a whole bunch of years, and then after 10 or 15 years, you might have a bunch of fucking PTO accumulated, and then you can just take off from it.
Dude, yeah, I mean, there is some truth to that. I worked for a company for a year and had I took off all of December.
Yeah, all of December is a good program,
Yeah.
especially in Texas
I don't know.
because it's still 70 here.
Blake
Yeah, you can
doesn't
go
like
play golf and
vacation.
No,
Blake is
vacation's
anti-vacation.
bad. Vacation's bad for morale.
Oh my god.
The beatings will continue until morale improves.
Because how about this? You never come back from a vacation and you're like, oh, right, I feel refreshed and ready to go. I'm going to get back to work and hustle. No. You come back and you're like, I don't want to go back to fucking work. I'm going to take an extra day off after my vacation so that I can not go to work and fuck off.
Yeah, you calculate that in when you put in for your vacation.
Yeah. And then you still don't get back. And I mean,
Anytime I go on a weekend trip with the bros, I always take a Monday off. Always.
But my point is, even after the Monday
You'll be
off,
home on
you're
Saturday.
still not ready to go back to work.
Yeah, sure you are. You're not drunk anymore, at least.
I mean, that's a positive.
Fucking maybe.
I don't know.
Unless you woke up Monday and was like, I have the day off. I'm going to drink mimosas.
If you've been off for a month, you might still be drunk after 2 days, you know?
Yeah.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Just saying. All right, let's take a shot.
Of
Wet hands.
WAP hands.
Wattens. Hens.
I was wrong.
Being off for a month is better than being off for a weekend.
Honestly, I don't know. It's maybe too philosophical, but I disagree.
Well, I mean, if you're getting paid for the month, you're good.
Oh, yeah, that's different. No, even then, dude, I don't know. I started getting stir crazy.
The speed wobbles, bro.
Yeah.
Dude, I started going crazy after 2 days fucking stuck in my house during the ice storm.
Yeah, I myself. I made it 2 days, and then I was like, I got to get the fuck out of here by the third day. I was like making up shit to leave for.
Dude, I wasn't even like here for the ice storm, and like when I got back, everything was kind of starting to be like, maybe we can do some shit again. All I'm saying is it takes me like 3 days. Like 3 days, and I'm like, I'm walking the fuck out of here if I can't drive.
What about this? Have you ever gone on vacation and maybe it's a good, like when I say a good vacation, like a 6-day vacation or something?
Uh-huh.
And after day 3, you're like, yeah, I'm kind of over it.
Yeah.
Like, how about anytime you're driving home from vacation, aren't you like, dude, I'm so ready to be home?
Yeah.
And you're like, bro, you just came from the beach. Like, we were getting drunk on the beach.
Yeah, but the drive sucks.
True.
Yeah.
I have a hard time like going on vacation, like changing the mindset from like work to not having to work. Because the whole time I'm on vacation, I'm like, oh shit, I have so much work I have to do, and I can't be on vacation.
I'm to the point where I'm pretty like I don't like people to pick me up from the airport. I like people to drop me off at the airport. But when I get back, when I'm off, like finally get off the plane and I'm done traveling and I'm home, when I'm like back in my city, you know, I'm also like super just lagged and tired and pissed off, and I'm not nice to anybody that picks me up from the airport.
Oh, see, I fixed this problem a long time ago. Like when I travel out, I'm the same way. I want somebody to drop me off. When I travel in, I'm fucking shithoused. So I kind of like need somebody to pick me up.
Why don't you
wipe
just
your butt?
Uber?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Uber's fine. Or like I'll use the parking and actually park. And,
But you can be shitty to an Uber driver, right?
you can be shitty driving home too.
That's the rules.
You got to shit in the back seat before you get out. Hey, drop me off here, bud.
No, I was lying. I'm not usually shithoused when I come home. I'm shithoused both when I leave and come home.
And while you're gone.
And while I'm
And after you get back.
Yeah.
Almost 100% of the time when my wife picks me up from the airport, like we don't have a great ride home. And it's better if I can like spend the ride home, like unwinding from wherever I'm coming back from.
No, actually, my wife usually does pick me up, and we actually typically have pretty good, not necessarily conversation, but we have good interaction. That's the right word.
I love talking about y'all's relationships. What's your sex life like?
Not good.
I don't mean with your wives. That'd be weird. I mean with each other, right?
Great on all fronts.
Oh wow, that's good to hear. Chop, what do you have to say?
Living the dream.
I mean, Chris swallowed for the first time today, so.
Wow, that's good for your digestive tract too, Chris. You know that there's benefits.
It's also hard to swallow.
Chris, we have to talk about it. We can't not mention it. So you break the news.
Okay.
Chris made a major life decision today.
I did.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm going to move to California to become a surf instructor.
Dude.
I mean, that's pretty cool.
Well, then you shouldn't have cut your fucking hair.
Yeah. So how long had you been growing your hair before you decided to cut it today?
I stopped cutting my hair in 2020.
So almost 3 years, maybe, depending on when in 2020.
It was the end of 2020.
Okay, so 2 and some change.
So
well, no, it was like the middle. I don't know, pandemic, and then the barbers weren't open.
How long have you did it take you to say what am I trying to ask? How long have you been planning on getting your hair cut?
So I've had the moments of like, fuck this, I'm cutting it off. Mm-hmm. You know, it just happens. There's a lot of conditioner and stupid shit.
You run out of conditioner and you're like, oh, that's it.
That's it. Turn this shit off. Also, like in a professional setting, so like my work life is centered in a corporate setting, and like I'm definitely like
conscious of it,
and looked upon as like the long haired biker, fucking crazy dude over there. You know,
nobody thinks that. They just assume you're trans.
No, they know it,
which is right.
And then they're right. You know. But I gotta like show that. I don't know. I'm trying to play some corporate politics games, so I cut it short. Also, in case I got to do an interview.
You didn't cut it short.
I cut it. Well, I cut it off.
Comparatively,
I cut it off.
It looks like Michael Bisping for listeners.
Yeah, I have like yeah.
Or any of the people from Peaky Blinders.
I got a new haircut. I went to a barber. So I went to a barber for the first time in a couple of years, and that was pretty cool. Pretty good barber.
What do you guys look for in a barber?
Honestly,
a license.
Can you take me right now? and fix my shit. And do
License? Do you really check their license? Their barber license?
Yeah. Before I sit down in that seat, I look at the license they got and I make sure the date's right on it. I make sure it's signed by the officiator, and then I'm happy. It's got to be state of Texas and state of Texas, but that's obvious.
Obvious.
Yeah. You don't?
You don't want to get your hair cut by someone that was licensed in like Arkansas or something.
No, you can get hepatitis C if you do that.
Okay,
Man.
so
it changes with your
rules.
with your life experience. I mean, if you're like a 20-something-year-old, maybe single or whatever, like what you're looking for in a barber is like great tits and like fire conversation.
Oh, I was thinking cheap.
In the hope that you might like
cheap.
And cheap.
Is it $10?
No, and cheap. You can add that in. Sure. Like that's so that's why you go to Sport Clips.
So when I first started going to like actual barbershops, I tried a few different ones out and ended up landing on one, and I don't really know why, but I want to say it was like the like not the aesthetic, but like the vibe. Atmosphere. Yeah. So like the first one I went to, it was fucking cool, man. Like they had mounts like, like fucking deer heads and shit coming out of the wall, like taxidermy and stuff. And it was a bunch of old dudes, and like it was super fucking cool. Like I was pretty happy there.
You if you get the old dudes, you get like the fire conversation. But then there's also the other aspect of this is like, do you know how to operate a straight razor? Like you're gonna put a knife on my neck. Like are we cool?
There was an evolution,
and then there's also like the trendy thing. Like are do you have enough? Like do you know what's in right now? Can you make me look cool right now? Like. I want your input.
And the old dudes can't do that.
The old dudes can't do that as much. They're like, you number 2 or number 2.5,
Mm-hmm.
So the place I ended up landing at, like they have a bunch of like posters from old bands and shit on the wall. Like, they'll have like a Nirvana poster and a Led Zeppelin poster or whatever. And then they like...
So they're old dudes.
No. And then they have like people like kind of like paint shit over the top of it. So like, like there'll be a picture of Kiss and they'll have this like long ass tongue sticking out, and then they'll like, he'll have his mask on or whatever, not his mask, but the face paint or whatever. But then they'll
Juggalo paint.
But then they'll do other shit. Like they'll give him an afro or something, right? Like it just looks fucking ridiculous. But like it's a relatively younger crowd at that place. Like,
but why? That's my point. Is why I'm not asking about your bar, like what your barber's shop.
Right, but I'm saying
like.
It's because of the atmosphere. Like that place felt more like a connection to me than like the old dudes with the fucking.
Maybe this will help. Do you like cutting with knives or cutting with scissors better? What do you like to do? Like if you're going to cut a piece of paper.
For paper, knife or scissors. Sorry.
Okay.
For people, knives.
Documented.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, you don't
Cutting people with scissors is like cool,
no. There was just an evolution that happened where at some point I was like, maybe paying $10 for a haircut where they're available right now, and I walk in and it's. Great clips or something. Maybe I'm too old for that shit. Like maybe I'm past that, right? Maybe I just need to pay for an actual haircut with an actual barber, not a
hairstylist,
a whore, cosmetologist. Yeah,
is that it?
Yeah, you're racist.
Is that really it?
Yeah,
cosmetologist.
Yeah.
Hey, wait. I think a cosmetologist also is licensed.
Would you let your cosmetologist make a sandwich after she cut your hair?
And they can do your makeup.
That's what I mean. Like, I don't need a cosmetologist. I need a barber that can work a straight razor, that can work a pair of clippers on a beard. You know what I mean?
Do you always go into the barber knowing what you want?
I want to go into the barber and he knows what I want.
That's what I'm saying. You need somebody that's on the edge that knows that life.
So the rhythm I've gotten into is I go in every 3 weeks. And 1 week, and I alternate back and forth. 1 week, they shape up the beard and mustache and goatee and all that shit, and then use the clippers to do the lines. And then the next week, they straighten the lines with a straight razor. So it tries to like keep, and at least for right now, I'm just holding that. Every 3 weeks, do the same shit. You still want a 2 on the sides?
Yeah, I haven't been to a barber in a long time, so I'm
it's hard
now getting back to it.
But then there's also like, do you want the old man that? It's warm and comforting.
I don't want.
Or do you want like the young trendy dude that's like, hey,
I'm gonna know the styles.
I want the guy. I want. It's funny. Moderation. No, I want the guy that's right in between. I want the early 30s guy that's been cutting hair long enough to know what the fuck, but is also like close enough to it to be on the trendy side and be able to give suggestions as well.
My guy's got a septum,
and I also want somebody that
He's got the septum piercing and a bunch of tattoos, but he's getting like. On the top end of that you know?
It's like in his mid to late 30s.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm like, okay, this dude probably knows what's up, but also like,
That's what you're looking for.
yeah.
That's what you're looking for a barber.
And then,
Or a life partner.
what about this?
If you want a life partner, you go to Sport Clips and order the MVP and hope you get the hot chick.
What about talking versus not talking, or TV versus not TV?
Or
Right?
sandwiches versus not sandwiches.
I prefer, if there's going to be TVs, I prefer that they be on mute.
You ever been to a place where they make finger food?
See, I use the TV as like a conversation because it's awkward talking. You know, sometimes there can
So
be a.
this is another like
If it's awkward, then that's
this is another in between. So like I've been to a place that had a TV, but they were like it was like an old shitty fucking like CRT TV, you know, and it was playing like the original Scream, or you know what I mean, like old fucking horror movies. Like it wasn't really intended to be like the centerpiece of your fucking attention, you know?
It was like background noise,
Yeah.
like a fire or
See,
something.
I use the TV as like it's an easy topic to jump on, right? If
You'd be like, yeah, I like sports.
I can do a little bit of conversation, a little bit of small talk with the barber,
Clips.
but if that runs out, and it will, especially if you go back week after week, then without getting super real, you can be like, I love King of the Hill. And he's like, I love King of the Hill too. And then you like laugh about King of the Hill for the next half hour and then you're done.
What if he doesn't like King of the Hill, though?
depends on the barber if it runs out. Good barbers have the barber skills as well as the small talk.
Mm-hmm. That's like a bartender.
Exactly.
What do you mean?
It's
Like a good bartender,
a
like
fucking
okay, so I
bartender.
think of it different as like a bartender versus a barkeep, right? Like a bartender knows how to make drinks. A barkeep knows how to fucking entertain customers while also knowing how to make drinks.
Yeah.
So it's like a stylist versus a.
What about people,
barber.
and sometimes I'm this person, what about people that just don't want to talk? Like, dude, just do your job, do it well. That's why I'm here and that's why I'm paying you.
Then go to the dentist because you can't do anything. They're cleaning your teeth the whole time.
Oh, well, they play it,
Except for when they try to talk to you and you're just like, ah.
Yeah.
and that's what happens. Like, they should try to talk to you in case you are a talking motherfucker. Because I'm a talking person. I enjoy, like, if I can have a conversation through the whole thing, like, let's do that. But I'm not a conversation starter. If they don't start the conversation, we'll sit there in silence for the whole time.
So I've got this rash on my balls. You know, like, what? What are we supposed to talk about right now?
Do you like King of the Hill?
That's not your job. You're the customer. You show up, you put your butt in the chair. They need to be enough
Right,
of
that's
a
the experience that you're
conversationalist
paying for, yeah.
to draw it out of you, right? Like to get you to talk.
Or at least give you a sandwich or something?
Again, it goes back to like the bartender, right? Like if you have like a bar that's right up the street that you can crawl home from, then you're probably going to go there. But if you're going to go to another bar, like if you were to go down to 6th Street and pick a bar, you're going to go to the one that has the bartender that fucking like entertains you, you know?
Barkeeper.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can dig it. I think there's definitely people out there though that are like, I'm going to put earbuds in and
Get a haircut.
get a haircut.
Well, yeah, and there's obvious cues, right? And a good fucking a good barber is going to be able to pick up on that. Like if you walk in
Exactly.
and you're
That's
like,
what
"Hey,
I'm
I'm
saying.
sitting down and putting earbuds in," they're going to be like, "All right, heard. I'm going to fucking cut your hair and
Is that weird?
fuck off." I think it is
A little
but-
bit, yeah.
It's a little impersonal, maybe.
But why? Look, I'm not this guy.
But why is it impersonal?
I do appreciate that there's, honestly, at my bartender, there's either King of the Hill or like Beavis and Butthead or like old cheesy 80s like Jean-Claude Van Damme action movies with titties.
Okay, so
they'll show the titties at this bar or this barber, so that's cool.
Bar.
So we can actually translate this exactly like directly to also tattoo parlors. Like if you're getting a tattoo, do you want a TV on? Do you want to have a conversation with the guy? Do you want to put headphones in? Like it's the exact same shit, right?
I
Do they make
prefer-
sandwiches?
That is weird. I never thought about that.
I
If
prefer
I'm having a
conversation.
tattoo, I want to talk. Like I want to talk to the bartender. I want to talk to. I keep going back there for some reason.
'Cause it's all the same.
If I'm getting a tattoo, I want to talk to the tattoo artist for sure.
Yeah.
If I'm getting a haircut, I'm okay with dead silence. I'm also okay with having a conversation.
I prefer conversation, but I prefer to not drive the conversation.
And I think with a
I
bartender,
prefer to like answer questions and leave leading open. You know what I mean? Like I don't prefer to drive the conversation, but I like to have the conversation.
I think with a bartender, I don't want to talk to you at all. I want you to give me my alcohol so I can go hang out with my friends. You know,
Depends.
Yeah. It
like I
depends
need
on
you
the
to
day.
be efficient, fast.
Depends. You don't go to bars by yourself sometimes?
No, not usually, but
You just play on your phone.
I guess I hadn't thought of it from that perspective.
Well, So the other side of that,
You don't
like,
go to bars and your friends are all fucking late as fuck because they're all degenerate bitches. So
Yeah.
you're sitting there for like an hour,
Yeah.
and you're like, "Can I just?
No,
fucking,
that's a thing.
Can I just fucking talk to somebody? Like, do I have to just sit here and pretend that I'm interested in yesterday's
phone?
golf game? Yeah, or whatever the fuck it is.
yeah.
Yeah, and that's where you want a bartender. You want a bartender that's like, oh hey,
What about convenience store owners?
Oh man. All right.
So same thing, right? Like, do you want the convenience store owner to be like, "Hey, my guy, what's going on?" Or do you want him to be like, "Beep, beep, beep, here's your shit, go."
I want
So-
beep beep beep. Here's your shit, and I want lowest volume price. I want
So,
Walmart. I want the Walmart of
The no haggle price?
no haggle price. It's the lowest that's out there. You know, let's go. That is for me. Convenience stores is a like save as much as you can.
Okay, so here's my thing with the store bros, right? I want them to not like I don't really give a fuck whether they're like, "Oh, hey, it's my dude, he's back." Like I don't care. I also don't care if he's just like beep beep beep, here's your shit, right? What I want them to know is that I'm a regular at this fucking store. Don't try and fucking screw me on whatever fucking price is listed. Because they will. They
And they
absolutely fucking will.
That's a weird thing when it happens though. Like so many stores are just 7-Elevens now, and it's beep beep. You know.
There's a new guy at my gas station right up here, and I'm not exactly sure. I had that thing today where I bought 3 things, and then he tells me the total, and I'm like, that doesn't sound right.
You just making up numbers?
And I didn't call him on it this time. This is literally the first time I've seen this guy, but I've definitely done it at that store before. Like, wait, that doesn't seem right. Like, can we check that? You know?
Yeah. And unfortunately, that is the thing.
But then I go to this store so often that if it's the old man that I know that owns the place that's there, he's just like, yeah, it's this. And it doesn't even register as a number in my head. I'm just like, yeah, that it doesn't even sound right because I didn't hear you. Here's my card. You know?
So there used to be like very personable storefronts and like, this is a produce store and they only sell produce and the guy's super friendly and this is a meat market, you know. And there used to be very personable stores for like all the different things that you would need and all of that. And you know what happened? Is everybody went beep, 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 cheaper. Okay, done. And now Walmarts and Walgreens and CVS and Starbucks, they own the universe.
Kind of. I mean, there's always going to be a place for like the closest place to you. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, and they'll all last a little while and then they'll go under. You know what'll still be there? Fucking Walmart.
I don't know, man.
Dude, I go to Randall's instead of HEB because I like the experience better and it costs more.
Yeah.
You know?
It's also less crowded and you get better parking and
Yeah.
Yeah. And same thing applies to like the closest place to you.
and there's
like,
a Starbucks inside, you know.
So technically there is a convenience store closer to my house, the Randall's convenience store or whatever the fuck that is called.
I'll pass convenience stores and gas stations to go to one.
And
that's
when I
cheaper.
leave my house and I'm like, oh, I need to go pick up like 1 or 2 things from the convenience store, I drive to the one that's right here because I know the motherfuckers and they know me. And now there's this new fucking homie there. And last night I bought like a roll of paper towels, an energy drink for my wife in the morning, and like a snack or something, right? And he was like $13, and I was like, there's no fucking shot. Like, and in my head, I was just like, whatever, like it's late, I'll just pay it, fuck it, leave. Went back today, it's the same new dude that's working, same time you're talking about, and I checked out right in front of you, and I had a 12-pack of beer, and I looked at the fucking price when I picked up the 12-pack, it was $11.49, and I set it down on the counter, and he's like, that'll be like $13.70 something, and I was like, no, it's not, check it again, and he was like, no, I don't know, and I was like, the thing on the rack says it's $11.49. He like typed it in again. He was like, "Oh, that'll be like $12.20 something." And I was like, "All right."
I mean, I guess if you get every motherfucker that rolls through there for, 50 cents.
$1.
Yeah. But here's my deal is this guy's new and doesn't know that I'm in there all the time. So I need to pay attention because he got me today. I don't know if he got me, honestly, but it felt that way.
Yeah.
So the next time I go in, I'm going to pay attention, right? Like do the fucking, all right, it should be about this and just see. And I feel like you need to call it out one time. You need to be like, look, I come in here all the time. This was a mistake, but let's not do that again in the future. Give them an out, Then if it happens again, what are the rules here?
You tell him that you know a lot of people who come to the store and you're going to let them all know that the price
They overcharge?
Mm-hmm.
You don't say like, Look, if you try to overcharge me again, I'm gonna slap the shit out of you.
Nah, that's like threatening assault. You go to jail for that.
You do better than me, bro. I give stores one
No.
chance. Like your first shot, you're done. Like I just won't come to that store. I'll go out of my way to go to
Run out of stores eventually.
Store. I have stores that I go to for cigarettes, and I have stores that I go to for gas, and unfortunately, they're not the same stores.
Plus, it's the closest store to me, and not only that, the homeboys that weren't there before. There's 2 guys that weren't there, other than this new guy they just hired. So good for them. They're doing business. Mm-hmm. But and maybe they're like, hey, look, if it's not a regular, like try to get an extra 75 cents out of it. Maybe that's the case. I don't know, but they don't do that to me because I'm there every day, and you don't shit where you eat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel like it's just a matter of I need to tell the new guy, like, hey, I'm here every day. Like, let's not keep making this mistake. Let's make it right. I don't know if you can really go to jail just for saying you'll slap someone.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
No. If they overcharge you, you're legally allowed to desecrate their place of like inhabitants.
What if? Okay, how do you get
can't
around it?
threaten them. You just have to do it.
What if you say, if you overcharge me again, it makes me want to slap the shit out of you?
Yeah.
Now that's not. And look, I'm not going to do it. Clearly, that's just
Well, when you change it, your verbiage. Instead of you're going to, it just makes
it's like
you
when you're
want
talking to a cop and you're like, I think you're an asshole.
Yeah, same thing. You can say that too. I think you're an asshole.
Because that's allowed. I'm allowed to think.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, all bullshit aside, I think I just need to have that, like,
Hey, look at me in the fucking eyes.
I'm here every day. Just
remember my fucking face, because the next time you see it and you overcharge me, it will make me want to slap the shit out of you.
Yeah.
Just make sure you have all your prices together and walk up there and
That's basically what I
type
did
it
today.
into my phone.
you could do it on paper or you could do it on your phone or both.
Last night I bought like a
Phone or
few
boner both?
Yeah, bone or both.
Last night I bought like a
Boner
few
boat?
weird items that I don't normally go in there for, so I was kind of just like, oh, whatever, but I think I got fucked. Today I was like, I buy a 12-pack of beer here like every 7 hours, so I know what the fuck this cost.
That doesn't seem right. And I feel like that's all it takes, right? The first time you call them on it, you're like, that doesn't seem right. Mm-hmm. Can you check that? And then they remember you because now you've made an impression. You didn't just go, fuck it, I guess I'll pay it like I did today.
Yeah.
Now you've made an impression like, no, this guy. And then you come back and he's like, oh, that's the guy I tried to overcharge and he remembered.
Mm-hmm. And checked me on it.
I'll drive an extra half mile to a different store.
See, that's fucking crazy to me. That's crazy. Sometimes my wife will be like, I'm like, hey, we should stop for gas. Like, I know you're out of gas because, her car.
Yeah.
And she'll be like, yeah, it's 2 pennies cheaper over here. How many gallons does your car hold?
Yeah, like 14.
Like, what's the difference here?
Yeah.
Now, for me, it's a 10-cent difference.
0 to full, you're going to spend an extra 28 cents. All right.
I will pay 28 cents for the convenience because I got it like that. I got 28 cents laying around.
If it's 2 cents, if it's 2 cents difference, then the convenience is there. Absolutely, that's a playable thing. But for a little while, one of the gas stations I go to that's on the corner over here, they were at $3.19 for gas, and across the street and everywhere else was under $3. It was $2.99, $2.98.
Can't be paying over $3.
It's basically, bro, like.
Yeah, the point that it's 10 cents, you're saving over $1, maybe.
Now, here's the other thing, though. The place that...
But it's the convenience worth. I would pay $1 just so I don't have to turn left.
The place
if I could turn right and then turn right again, I'm fucking there.
Yeah.
The place that I buy cigarettes, the gas is sometimes more expensive, but I'll pay it because I get the savings on the cigarettes.
Mm.
That's just a priority issue.
Well, no. It's a compromise, right? Like I get the cigarettes for cheaper, but I get the gas for a little more. You know what I mean? Then at that point, like it's a wash. You go for the convenience thing.
Yeah, I get you. All right, let's take some shots, and then I want to talk about whiskey, but not this way.
Mortal Kombat.
I love Mortal Kombat.
Fatality.
That's one of my favorite intellectual properties, Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
It is. I would rather watch a shitty Mortal Kombat movie than any Marvel movie.
There's no such thing as a shitty Mortal Kombat movie.
Oh, come on.
Oh, yeah, there absolutely is.
No such thing.
As a fan of Mortal Kombat, like most of the Mortal Kombat movies are shitty.
But it's
No,
still
the
more
Mortal
fun.
Kombat movies are fucking terrible.
But it's
like
still
saying
more
there's
fun
bad-
than fucking Marvel. Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Come
I
on,
100%
you're
agree.
sleeping on Marvel. Guardians of the Galaxy was a great fucking movie. Fuck you.
Yeah, they had like animals and shit in it.
And
bro.
honestly, like the first 2 Iron Mans
Raccoon
were pretty
Bros.
decent also.
And
like
And Imagine Dragons.
And the first Transformers
Imagine
was off the
Dragons nuts on
chain
your
when
chin.
it fucking came out.
Fuck.
Come
Marvel.
on.
For
man.
Marvel.
No, you're
They're so
hating
cool.
because they made 17 of all of those things
Right.
and they were
The-
terrible.
the first-
Right. The first, like
Iron
the
Man, the first event-
Guardians
or-
Galaxy.
Guardians of the Galaxy, yeah.
Yeah. Dude, the first Guardians of the Galaxy was a fucking game changer.
Oh. But like
Not really.
Spider-Man, I don't really give a fuck about Spider-Man.
They did their exact same formula, just like better.
Oh, they did it better.
It wasn't game changing. It was just like the best that they had come up with on their formula.
Bro, and it was different, right? Like
No, it wasn't. It was the exact same fucking movie.
But it's game changing.
It was
like a
really.
bubble.
What of the Guardians of the Galaxy characters have you ever heard about before Guardians of the Galaxy?
That's not what I'm talking about.
Ever. It was different. It wasn't the same old like we're just gonna regenerate Iron Man. We're
I'm
just
with
gonna
Chop on this one.
regenerate whatever. Guardians of the Galaxy was better. That was one I went to, and I thought it was gonna be fucking terrible, and it was the best one that I've seen.
Especially as the person that brought up this topic, this feels like I'm being hypocritical, but Guardians of the Galaxy is the exception to the Marvel thing. I did like Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one. The first one. That was
wasn't good.
that was a legit good movie.
Not a good movie.
That might be the best thing that's happened in the Marvel universe.
I might agree with
Pretty
that.
much
Disagree.
everything other than that fucking sucks.
Did it come out on
Deadpool
Netflix?
was better.
Is that in the Marvel universe?
Yeah, kind of.
Or is that DC?
No, it's
No,
Marvel.
it's Marvel, but it's fringe Marvel. That's why they couldn't have like real X-Men characters in the movie at first.
In Deadpool 3, they're going to have real X-Men.
I saw that.
They're going to have Wolverine, actually.
I saw that. Logan, actually.
Well, whatever.
I'm just sick of I'm sick of Marvel. I'm sick of superhero movies.
That's
I'm
what
over
I've
it.
been saying for like 10 years, bro.
Yeah. No, we're all there on that page.
We need
guy
pirate
movies.
movies or fucking cowboy movies or
Yeah.
something.
They're doing those too.
Mafia.
More Jeremiah Johnson. I've seen Jeremiah Johnson 3. Have y'all seen that?
Dude, but now movies aren't the thing. Like movies
Chris Pratt. It's got Chris Pratt.
Bro,
Yeah.
we're
Dude.
we're dotting
Megan Fox.
we're
They made
dotting
them
the
all rich
age
now.
after movies because like movies are like we'll focus in. What everybody wants is like
All right, hold on.
50 hours of content, right? Like we want shows. I want a series that
I was talking to my
can
barber.
watch for a long time. Like movies, a 3-hour little splat, like that doesn't mean shit to me. That doesn't get me through my Saturday, you know? Like I need to be able to binge a season of some shit.
I don't have that kind of time. I was talking to my barber today. They're rebooting King of the Hill.
Mhm.
And King of the Hill is one of my favorite things ever. Like, I love King of the Hill. They're rebooting it.
You're
and
pissed off, aren't you?
And I'm like, I don't know. I'm excited, but I'm also scared. I'm reserved. You know what I mean? Like, dude, you could really fuck this up. You
Keep
know?
your head up, but your chin down?
Yeah.
Or your chin up, but your head down? Or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Fucking,
those
it's metaphor.
Open your mouth.
Close your eyes.
And where I ended up going was like, if they change it too much, then I'm not gonna like it, right? Like I'm gonna be like, this is not like Scooby Doo. We talked about Scooby Doo.
Star Wars.
Like this fucking sucks. I don't want to watch this. This is not fucking the Scooby Doo that I remember.
Jurassic
it's not
Park.
the King of the Hill that I remember.
Marvel.
But then if you keep it so the same, then here you are doing the same Marvel movie over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Like Titanic.
Hey, that,
So-
that first Scooby-Doo movie was pretty dope.
So what I really want is for them to just cater to me specifically, right? Like I want Mike Judge, the guy that makes King of the Hill. I want it, which by the way, he's never fucking missed.
He needs to write a
Mike
John
Judge
Wayne
has
movie.
only hit home runs. But he needs to come to me and be like, hey, Blake, what is it that you want? And I'm going to be like, yeah, fuck all these other people. Just make exactly what I want. And selfishly, that's what I want him to create.
They'll figure it
Right?
out. They got you.
Right? Isn't that it? Because on like everybody's going to be a little bit different. Oh, I want to see it, I want to see a fresh face on Batman.
Are y'all history people?
Or other people might be like, I want to see fucking, the same gritty shit that we saw the last time with, this other Batman.
Yeah.
Are you a history person? Are you like enamored with history and want to learn about like
No,
shit
not
from a long time ago?
You're the guy that's like, hey, Call of Duty, make like submachine guns overpowered, like really, really overpowered. So everybody wants to run them, but then make the maps like super long open fields and give me a sniper rifle.
Yeah, I got it. You need like an AI powered movie.
Call of Duty.
That'll,
Call of Duty moss fucked up with the sniper rifles.
No, I want small maps. I want shotguns and submachine guns to be the meta. Like, I want that to be the fucking thing.
You're not just going to quick shot your snipers?
And then I want snipers to be low-key overpowered, like over here, and people don't use them. But then you're like, oh shit, if you get good at it, then there's a skill gap there.
No, there's a difference.
Like, it's not going to work for a beginner, but...
There's a difference between what it was meant to be.
But me, who's a professional.
When snipers came out, like, what it was meant to be was for people to, like, sit back and fucking camp and snipe people. And what happened was people figured out whatever the fucking button algorithm was, and they got to where they could quick scope everybody. And they're running around the maps like they got a submachine gun and one shot killing everybody.
In the latest Call of Duty, there was a game that I played where a guy had a sniper with a laser sight on it, and he was running around fucking shit up, hip firing his sniper rifle, dude.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's the next generation of the quick sniping bullshit. That shit pissed me off, dude.
Yeah, well, dude, my video games have fallen off. So, motherfuckers, I've some of my guys at the shop. They're playing Farming Simulator.
Yeah.
Do y'all know what Farming Simulator is?
I do.
I don't give a fuck.
That sounds kind of fun.
Well, guess what Farming Simulator is.
What was the one that was called? It was Animal Crossing?
Yeah.
So like the same thing?
No, not even close. This one is ultra realistic farming. That's what they're doing. And they're talking about it. They're like, dude, I spent fucking an hour and a half loading this truck. And I'm like, how about you spend an hour and a half loading this fucking truck right now? I know. Let's play Forklift Simulator and start loading this fucking truck.
You gotta make an app and gamify the shit.
How you're going to work for 6 hours after work, you know?
And you're not getting anywhere.
You're gonna have to make an app and gamify your production, bro.
That's smart. That's smart.
$20 Amazon gift card to the first person that can wire 75 poles.
Dude, so speaking of video games, I know we talked a little bit about like the Last of Us show coming out, right? And it's good. It's really good.
It's pretty good. They did a great job making that show, honestly.
So on this last weekend, Pedro Pascal, who's the main character, he's Joel, he went on Saturday Night Live, right? And they did a skit that was like kind of set in the Last of Us universe, but he's Mario. And they were like, hey, we need to smuggle some shit out of the city. And I heard you were a driver. I need some shit up Rainbow Road. And Pedro Pascal is playing Mario that's going to like cart some shit out of the city. Definitely worth checking out.
Was that Saturday Night Live?
Mm-hmm.
They did that? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good shit.
No, I'm already playing this, I'm already playing this simulator where I'm like trapped in a dystopian hellscape, you know?
Uh-huh.
and then
Is that the kick line, punchline?
and then
you have to sell your livelihood to buy fertilizer so you can fertilize your fucking bullshit.
on the weekends I downloaded the
ESPN app? Fuck.
on the weekends I
drunk,
downloaded
boys
the like
expansion.
get
Plus.
drunk and watch the fights and hang out with the family, you know, mini games. I get to play those. Those are fun.
The DLC.
No, the DLC is the trapped in a loop of like a fucking episode of Groundhog Day. That's the DLC.
No, you're
for when the dystopian hellscape gets boring, you know, then you transition.
You're talking about Stanley Parable.
It's this cool new game I'm playing. It takes up most of my time, really.
There's like 7 people that know what the fuck y'all are talking about.
Nah.
Stanley
it's more than
Parable? No, I'm not even talking about Stanley Parable. I was just
No, I mean of our listeners.
that.
well, there's only like 7 of them anyway. So what's up, guys?
4 of them are right here.
Now that Ukraine's at war, fuck.
Dude, no shit.
Wait, what
Really
did that
kill
happen?
our numbers, you know?
That was our audience, Russia.
The fuck? They don't have internet now. This sucks.
All right, let's take a shot.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, we were supposed to be talking about whiskey. Fuck, we went way off tangent.
Were we talking about whiskey?
Is that what we do on the show?
Yeah, but like different though.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, that was on you. You were supposed to bring that up.
Yeah.
Got him.
All right. So
Whoa.
there's people that are flipping whiskey.
Yeah, it's like a dinosaur.
There's people flipping whiskey, mostly out of Kentucky, right? So this story got wilder and wilder and wilder, like the more I read about it.
Gene Wilder.
Blake's a fucking cocksucker.
No, give me your shot glass and I'll pour it.
So anyway, there's this place called Justin's House of Bourbon, right? That's the liquor store.
Justin Talsebergen. Is that what you said?
It's German.
Sprechen Sie Justin
Justin Hausenbergen.
Yeah, there you go. That's nice. Got a good accent there.
Pumpkin cheeseburger water.
Here, cheers.
Cheers.
Junction. Jergen
beef
Jigabirchen.
jerger water. Pumpkin beef jerger water, dude.
Oh, all right.
So, Justin's.
Justin's.
This place was tied to a same-day Washington, D.C. raid that found hundreds of potentially illegal transported bottles of Blanton's, Weller, and other premium bourbons, right? So they found out that basically this place was buying shit tons and shit tons and shit tons of allocated bourbons, right? So like there's only a few bottles that are supposed to go to each store.
Oh.
And so...
Sound effects.
Carry on, child.
He's distracted.
So I guess they got raided because they were planning to import more than 620 bottles of Blanton's, which is a bottle that they can upmark and sell for a shitload of money, right?
Yeah.
Because it's rare, it's allocated, there's not that much going on. But then, so this is where it starts getting different.
They drank the Blantons and replaced it with Evan Williams.
And then there's all these pretentious cocksuckers that are drinking Evan Williams out of a Blanton's bottle, and they're like, it's so robust and profound. And you're like, yeah, shut up.
So one of Justin's employees said that Blanton's was coming from the Netherlands, and whenever the investigators talked to Sazerac, who makes Blanton's and Weller and Buff, like a bunch of other shit, right? They said that it had been dealing with a widespread counterfeit of their product and that it was originating from the Netherlands. And that they had hired a retired FBI agent who's working with federal officials to track down counterfeit bourbon.
How cool would that be to be a private investigator, an ex-FBI agent, private investigator that's going around trying to hunt down the counterfeit whiskey? You know what I mean? Like you're fucking 007, but you're chasing booze.
But you're riddled with like a prostitution and alcoholism problem.
Right. That's why you took the job. And then you know, obviously like the first step in trying to isolate the counterfeits is you have to know the whiskey that it should take. You should know what it tastes like, right? You should know how it feels. You should know what the hangover feels like. That way you can check off all your metrics.
Your liver reacts to just the smell.
So then you get to a point where you're going in and you're trying this whiskey and you're like, seems sus. I'm gonna dig into this a little bit. And then you start getting into the back shit where you're like, look, I'm gonna, find out who their distributor is, and I'm gonna go to that store or that liquor, and then that vendor. And I'm going to try that whiskey again. And I'm like, yep, it still seems sus. It wasn't just an off bottle. This seems like it might be the root source. And they're like, oh no, we buy from this other vendor, this bigger. I don't know. That would be cool. I think that would be cool.
Remember when we got
that's like the coolest job
You're
ever.
Drinking the evidence.
Remember when we got like the bottle of Bow and Eden?
Oh yeah,
or whatever. That was all fucked up.
Blade and Bow.
Blade and Bow. Blade and Blow.
Was it
Blade and Bow?
Blade and Blow.
All right. So also, they went to Sazerac, right? And were like, hey, what's up with this? And they said that if they could get a bottle of the Blantons, they have a testing facility at the distillery where they can test the bottle and break everything down inside of it and determine if it's fraudulent.
See, that means he toured the testing facility even before he found the faulty shit, right?
So, and then they went on to say...
that's a cool job.
He basically works for Blanton's.
So then they went on to say that when the agent described the scope of Justin's House of Bourbon's imports, they advised that Sazerac had not sold that many bottles to any person this year, and is certain if it is that much, it's coming from an illegal bottling operation occurring in Kentucky.
Which, if you're gonna open a bootleg whiskey operation,
Kentucky's probably a good spot.
Kentucky's where you need to be. Not only because you get some level of validity because you're from Kentucky, but then also because that's like where the market is. Like that's where you're going to be able to distribute and sell. You know,
if you try to do it in Tennessee, Jack Daniels might kill you.
Yeah. I bet Jack Daniels got some shady shit going. They've at least got some enforcers, right?
Some territory.
So now you're this dusty old 007 whiskey.
Hold on, I'm going to throw
investigator that's
hold on
sweating the Jack Daniels enforcers.
Name another Tennessee whiskey.
That's fucked up, dude. Don't do that. No.
Yeah, Jack Daniels got some shady shit going on.
I bet you can't name 5 presidents in the next 5 seconds. Ready, go.
Roosevelt, Eisenhower, Reagan, Bush, Obama, and Biden.
Yeah, 7 seconds.
He named 6 almost.
All right. So
Yeah, Bush counts twice, bitch.
It's Heisenberg, not Eisenhower.
Heisenberg, yeah.
Heisenberg.
So, to top it off, they also found 339 bottles of Blanton's, 177 bottles of Blanton's Gold,
They're stacking them deep, aren't they?
180 bottles of Blanton's Chinese Market, 263 bottles of Weller Special Reserve, 76 bottles of Blanton's Straight from the Barrel, amongst other things. Then also, just to top it off, and this is the end of the story, alcohol officials in Texas also told DC officials that Justin's House of Bourbons has been improperly shipping alcohol into and out of the state, which would also be opening an official investigation into the shipment to a Texas distillery.
Can you imagine getting caught for bootlegging these days? That's so crazy.
Have we drank this whiskey before and gotten bootleg?
There's like 10 different whiskeys there. We probably have. So,
We've drank Weller, for sure.
the liquor store that's right here
And Buffalo Trace.
by our gas station that we were talking about, the one that's right here in the neighborhood, that liquor store has we bought our own bottle from Elijah Craig and
Barrel.
Barrel. Yeah, that's what I meant. That we bought our own Barrow from Elijah Craig, and it has the name of our liquor store on it. And, it's special brand, and it costs more. And I was like, yeah, I should support this. Like, that's my favorite whiskey in my local liquor store, Mm-hmm. But now I'm like, what if
they're making it in their bathtub?
What if that's bootleg fucking Elijah Craig they bought from...
That's Evan Williams, dude.
Well, Elijah Craig isn't Sazerac, so I think we're clear there.
maybe from this bootlegger, but there could be a different bootlegger. I don't know.
The guy that owns the fucking liquor store could be bootleg. This is Evan Williams that he poured into a barrel.
Which is smart. This is what I would do, but...
Right, we got to make
I
up.
don't have a liquor
We got to
store.
make up the loss somehow.
Turns out I've been drinking it.
Yeah, let's drink the Blantons, refill it.
All you gotta get, you just have to have one of those label makers that does the label around the top,
Yeah, maybe one of the little.
And then you buy the Evan Williams, you pour it in the Elijah Craig, you wrap it up, and you fucking sell that shit.
Yeah, the clear plastic shrinky
Not only
shit.
that, you put a fucking, you got the label that puts your name at the bottom, and you're like, oh yeah, I bought a private barrel, so it's like $100 instead of $30.
And a little bit different.
So-
Might taste like E-Dub.
I don't remember if I talked about this on the show or not, but
It's a little more robust.
at one point I did get a bottle.
Garage aged.
I did get a bottle that was, it was a dude and he went to the, Elijah Craig distillery, right? Like he went to their fucking operation
Allegedly.
and
Bought a bootleg bottle.
he helped them bottle like a few bottles or whatever, right? And then he took a bottle home and I got that bottle, like straight from the barrel into the bottle at their distillery.
Barrel bottle bootleg
Yeah.
bottle.
Barrel.
Barrow.
Did you drink it?
I did.
Cool.
Does it taste like whiskey?
Did it taste like E-Dub?
No, it tasted like,
E-Dub.
brisket and pussy
Sounds good.
and cigars.
Shots, let's go. We got to review this whiskey too.
Let's take a shot and review the whiskey. You want to take a shot and review the... We should take a shot and review the whiskey.
Unless you want to take a shot and review the whiskey.
And then talk about balloons.
Maybe we could. Like heroin balloons?
And baboons.
No, that's what the fucking flippers are doing with Evan Williams and Elijah Craig.
Flippers?
Yeah.
Like the dolphins?
Yeah. Did you know that spinner dolphins are a thing? Apparently they just like jump and fucking spin for like no fucking reason.
Do you know that pink dolphins are a thing and they exist in freshwater?
Yeah.
What the
I
fuck?
did know that actually.
Did you know bottlenose dolphins are a thing?
They don't get to just fucking
Be
make
pink.
up the own rules.
Did you know Flipper was a real dolphin that did like dolphin stuff?
Or like eat fish and swim.
Yeah. And they had him on camera. He acted. He was an actor.
All
right,
right,
guys.
Airbud was actually a dog.
Airbud?
Yeah.
Wait. Dude. I didn't know that. I thought so, but I was like, he's so good at basketball.
It must be an actor, right?
Yeah.
In a dog suit.
No, for real. I thought they had like Michael Jordan out there in a dog suit.
It was Larry Bird. Everyone knows Larry Bird's the best it's ever been. He's
Yeah,
the-
he didn't like
Oh my
acting
God,
though. He
here we
was
go.
I don't know shit about basketball, but I did go off on an hour-long tangent or rabbit hole about Larry Bird. I think he might have been the best that was ever.
You had an hour on Larry Bird?
Yeah.
That's impressive. It was 10 minutes. He's elaborating.
So LeBron just beat out
Wait. We're drinking Walthans?
All right.
Wathans?
White hands.
Wathans?
No, it's Wathans.
Wathans.
It's Nathan's, but the
You
end's
think it's
upside down.
Wathans?
Yeah.
The end's upside down.
It's Watkins.
All right. Comment. Let us know what Wathens spells.
Apostrophe S.
Wathans?
Wathans.
Watkins.
Wathans. Wathans single barrel? Personally selected Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey.
They're in Kentucky. They got it half right.
Sweetness. How do we feel? Low.
Yeah.
1.5?
2.
1.5.
Mm-hmm.
All right. 2.
No, 1.5.
Crunch. Yeah, it's got a little crunch. I'll say 3.
2.5.
3.5.
2.5. 1.
Bite?
Not really.
So it doesn't bite hard, but it does have a kind of a lingering aftertaste.
I'd give it a 2.
I'd give it a 3 just because it's barely above average.
I want to go with Chop on this. I think it's below average. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, do it. I'll say 2.
Bottle?
2.5.
Bottle's
I think
pretty
it's got
fucking
higher
good.
crunch than bite. That's what I'm trying to say.
3.5 on the bottom.
All right. So this bottle, while it is a unique bottle, look, it's got these fucking divots over here. It's got a cork that pops.
I put this there. Sorry.
The label is
Practicing with my 9-iron.
the label is pretty cool. There's nothing for me to read.
Nice.
How do you guys like that?
But it's really hard to pronounce, too.
Yeah, I don't know.
The cork was a little squeaky.
I'll give it a 3. I like it.
Yeah. I'd go 3.
I'd say 2.5 is pretty average to me.
Nah, that's like
I
compared
said
to like
3.5.
compared to like an E-Dub bottle, that's way better. I'd say 3.5.
All right, drunkenness. How do we feel?
I think it's good.
Dude, I think it's high.
Yeah.
And it's also 94 proof.
I would call that
4.
4. We got a vote of confidence from Chris over here.
Nuh-uh.
Drunkenness is 4.
Dude, I didn't even see that coming.
Fucking nailed it.
Yeah, dude.
That was perfect timing, Chris.
You could not have planned that better.
I could.
I knew when the water came out earlier. I was like, oh, man.
All right, so Watkins.
Overall impression, I like it. I would say it's good for occasions.
Yeah. What occasions?
You know, like occasions.
So
Like a wedding or something? Or like a barbecue?
like a bar mitzvah.
Yeah,
like,
any
like
of
a
it.
21-year-old
like a
birthday
child's
party?
6-year-old birthday
A
party.
quinceanera, yeah.
Would you? No way. You can't bring that. You gotta bring tequila, man.
What? Where do you take this? Where do you drink this?
I think business is fine. I think,
Pleasure, too.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be cool to go to like a Hawaiian restaurant maybe and bring this.
Hawaiian restaurant?
Yeah, they serve like ham
I
and
didn't know.
pineapples.
I've never been to a Hawaiian restaurant.
What's the like price point on this bottle?
I prefer church. Church is good.
Yeah.
What's the price point?
Did you mute me for my throwing up?
Did you really, dude?
We were keeping up with your throwing up. I promise.
That was great sound effects.
I know.
You lost it.
We got him. No, we got him. I promise. What were we talking about? Where do you take this?
Church.
Where is this?
Price point. What's the
Church.
price point?
Oh, right. It was $50.
Okay. So it's a little bit above the kind of standard range of,
Yeah.
you know, like 30.
But definitely not like an expensive bottle.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah. So I would say, I mean, I think this is good for business. I think it's good for,
It's good for the economy. It's good for jobs.
It's good for the team.
It's good for
the
health.
kids. It's good for the school.
Little League games.
It's going to reduce taxes.
Good for the little league.
The games they play.
man, I want to go off on something, but I'm gonna refrain.
Oh, go for it. Go
It's
on.
good for Ron DeSantis if he wants to party with fucking teenagers while I was teaching him in high school.
What?
Yeah, that's the thing. Anyway,
Probably not.
the optimal situation for this, I think, is like probably,
Whiskey and whiskers.
yeah. No, honestly, I think it's good for like,
No, 'cause I
dude,
don't-
it's a pretty good in between. Like, if you want to show out at like a tailgate, then you buy this. If you want to like impress but not spend a lot at business, you buy this. If you want to like take it to a golf course, I think that's fucking fair game.
Oh yeah. No, that's the best one I've heard so far.
What's a little proofer on it?
94.
Yeah.
So it's Elijah Craig proof.
A little above average.
No, Elijah Craig's 96, right?
Is that when you were born, Chap? 94?
I don't usually puke before Elijah Craig's gone, though. I blame the Lone Star.
Yeah, you drank beer tonight.
I did.
That's on you.
Yep, that's true.
And water.
A lot of water. Whole lot of water.
So I was talking about something before this all
No, you
spiraled
weren't.
into shots.
You weren't. You just weren't. No.
We were talking about the Mammoth making a comeback.
No.
We're talking about LeBron versus Kareem. Doesn't matter because Michael
Oh,
Jordan's
yeah,
the only
that's
thing
true.
that does.
We already talked about the Pro Bowl.
Sports.
Facts.
Larry Bird's better than Kareem. You beat Kareem.
Your kids will be good at them.
Shaq's good, dude. Shaq's really good at basketball. That's my favorite player.
No, dude.
Larry Bird got into a fight with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. It was fun to watch.
Who was it that died in the helicopter crash?
What, Steve Ray Vaughan?
No.
No, that was an airplane.
I'm talking basketball.
John Denver?
Kobe?
Kobe.
Kobe?
Oh, yeah, that did happen.
He's not even in the conversation.
Honestly, Kobe's more in the conversation than LeBron or Kareem is.
Until Shaq walks in.
What?
And then
Kareem was fucking...
Neither of those guys are in there.
Shaq doesn't matter in this conversation.
Yeah, he does. He's so good at basketball.
No, Shaq is good at business after.
Shaq's a decent DJ, if it matters to anybody.
Yeah.
And he's a cool guy.
And he owns Papa John's. Like, we can, everybody can suck Shaq's dick because it's big enough. But that doesn't make him like one of the greatest basketball players of all time.
Yeah, it does. He
doesn't.
used to like guard against really good players when he was playing basketball.
He was big. He guarded against everything.
Didn't Shaq and Kobe both have like a, hey, go fuck yourself moment?
I have no idea.
I think Shaq almost got on the helicopter
do
with
they.
Kobe. And
None of them
None of us
fucking
do.
matter because if it comes to the GOAT talk in basketball, it's Michael Jordan.
And
Oh my
Larry
God.
Bird.
That's how Kobe died. Shaq fucking parachuted
It's Michael
out
Jordan
of the
and Larry
helicopter.
Bird.
No.
Yes.
took the weight off.
Yes, it is.
It's Michael Jordan and Kobe.
Dude,
Shaq.
no.
And Kareem.
Shaq would beat all those guys one-on-one in a fight any day of the week.
Some stupid mobs could say
basketball
something
fight.
about Steph Curry, but fuck that guy.
It's LeBron and Larry Bird.
And
Kareem
Shaq.
and Michael Jordan.
yeah.
And Shaq.
And really, it's just
So
Michael
the whole reason we're having this argument is because LeBron just beat the all-time points record for the NBA over Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Right.
That's the argument, right?
Shaq.
You know how many of those points came in a championship game? Not enough of them.
Yeah, neither do I.
Not enough of them.
I don't know shit about basketball.
That's what I'm saying. Why are we talking about
Here's what I know about basketball. Michael Jordan has enough rings to almost fill his fucking hands, and not
All right.
many other mobs.
What I can say is that
They
what I
made
know
bracelets
about
for
these
Shaq's
people,
fingers.
right, is that I think that LeBron is like probably pretty good at basketball. Like I don't know if I could beat him in a 1v1, you know? It's debatable, but like it's
I'd like to see that.
I bet
It'd-
you
it'd
could
be a
manage to not go to the hospital after a 1v1.
it'd be a tough game. That's all I'm saying.
Tough for you.
Shaq is a good DJ. I know that. He's DJ Diesel. He's in the EDM scene.
You're also not going to charge that motherfucker.
No.
No.
Shaq?
Probably can't dunk on him.
Do it, Chop. Fucking shift gears.
No, I am. Fuck, man. Let me
I
cook.
see you working.
Let me cook.
Let the clutch out.
So, Shaq's a good DJ, right?
Uh-huh.
That's what I was trying to get at. Also a good DJ is Steve Aoki.
Mm-hmm.
That's a
And
jump.
he just got fucking announced to be on the flight that's about to go around the moon for funsies.
See how smooth that transition was?
That was yeah.
If y'all wouldn't interrupted me, fuck. I was on a track and then y'all fucked me
No,
up.
I was encouraging it. I really wanted it.
That's why I said Shaq.
We helped you, if anything.
But
I gave you the assist, the alley-oop.
regardless, okay, there's about to be a party flight around the moon that like some fucking multi-billionaire or something in Japan is putting on.
Somebody's going to die.
I bet they can't drink on that shit. That's no fun.
Somebody or all of them. Because that's
They're going to
Definitely a possibility.
Would you be sad?
In fact, honestly, if one of them dies, I would put $100 that all the rest of them die.
yeah.
Ooh, that's a good bet. Solid.
If one of them dies, all the rest of them are going to die also.
I won't
Agreed.
bet against that. I don't know. That's tough.
All right, I got 2-1 that they all die.
There's always the one guy at the party that just might
2
die.
to 1 that they all. Okay, so hold on. Spell this out for me because I'm bad at gambling.
That means you bet $5.
If they all die.
I'll bet 10 that they all die.
Okay, I'll take that bet.
All right.
How many days are they going to be in space?
So if they
Long
don't,
enough to go around
if they
the moon.
don't all
I
die,
don't care how many days they're going to be in space. What I care about
There's no
is
days in space.
The entry and exit.
Yeah, that's it.
wait.
Yeah,
So
no.
if they don't all die, then he only gives. Wait, then you give him $5.
No, he gives me 10.
Yeah.
If they do all die, I give him 5.
I'll give you $10 because it's not going to happen. They'll never do it. They're never going to go around the moon. It's not going
It's
to
not.
happen.
They're not even going to
As
make
in
it
they're-
into space.
They're not even
Yeah.
going to attempt?
It won't even happen. Elon Musk will shut it down or something, and they'll be like, "Oh man, that sucks." Turns out we can't do it.
No, I don't think it is. I don't think
That's
it's gonna.
pretty good bet.
I don't think it's gonna be the man that shuts them down, dude. I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be like they don't have enough money to pay for the tickets to do it.
I don't think the people on board are short of cash.
What if it's a big bluff like that Jamaica party that guy set up?
Fire
Like,
Festival?
yeah. Moon
Chop,
Festival.
Chop, there's cash, and then there's go into space cash. And those are two
Those are two
entirely
things.
different conversations.
I don't think Steve Aoki is short on I'm going to space cash.
I think he is.
I don't think so.
Guaranteed.
So not
With
only
a B? With a B?
Does he have the
So-
does he have the B numbers?
Not
'Cause
only
I don't think so.
Yeah, he does. Not only
No
is he
fucking way.
not only is he a like ridiculously famous DJ and making shit tons of money off of that, his dad also owns Benihana's and a bunch of other fucking restaurant chains. And so he inherited a shit ton of money also.
Who's...
Hey Siri,
none of this matters.
what's Steve Aoki's net worth?
Except who's sponsoring the... Or like, who's fronting the... Is this NASA?
No, it's they're gonna go on a SpaceX.
Hey, just so we're
Rocket.
clear, he's not even close to a billion. Not even close. Bro.
His family is.
Not even fucking.
His family is.
Not even
And
close.
and there's also a lot more motherfuckers on there.
But the guy that's sponsoring
Not
it
even
is
close.
the guy that's sponsoring it is a billionaire. For
Wait,
sure.
wait, he has a sponsor? He's not having to pay for it?
The guy that is setting up the rocket and setting up the trip is a billionaire.
He's got to be.
Who is it?
It's a Japanese dude. I can't.
I can tell you right
Even
now
attempt to
that
say
I
his
can
name.
tell you right now that Aoki can't afford that shit.
I disagree.
I promise you. I just looked it up.
Well, he can't front his own fucking rockets, obviously.
No,
doesn't
he
have
can
that.
barely buy his own ticket on that rocket, bro.
His family can. I promise you.
Do I really have to look up Steve Aoki's family?
His dad owns all of the fucking like Chinese restaurants
This
in
is dumb.
existence.
I don't know what y'all are doing right now.
Benihana's Japanese. It's hibachi. It's
Okay,
delicious.
whatever. Fuck.
Well, his net worth is not enough.
How many
to
other
buy
people are going on
tickets
this-
for an entire
on this
fucking jet?
tour?
I think it's like 12.
So we got 12 millionaires.
Are they
that
going to party, though, or are they just going to like sit in seats the whole time?
It's going to be boring as fuck. They're going to talk about water or something.
So one of them is a YouTuber that
Are there like strippers and blow on this rocket?
I don't think so. I don't even think you can get that shit into space. I think this is fucking
Yeah,
all
there's
bullshit.
like space laws.
This
and
is
shit.
clickbait bullshit, and all the people that are supposed to go on it can't even afford it. That's what I think.
So you're betting that it's never even going to
It
happen.
ain't gonna happen. And if it does happen, it's gonna be boring as fuck.
I mean, that's
okay.
a solid bet.
Yeah.
Maybe it doesn't happen. I don't think any lap around the moon is going to be boring as fuck.
Has SpaceX done a lap around the moon?
I don't know.
Dude,
No.
it turns out if you just like put the cursor in the top right corner on your Apple TV, like it'll show you.
I don't
the
have an iPhone.
Around the moon, fucking whatever it looks like. Bro, you kidding me? Space is gotta be. It's quiet. There's nothing.
Not when there's a DJ there.
Don't weigh anything.
Yeah, dude.
What's he gonna do? He's gonna catch records in midair.
Dude,
Like-
he'll probably like,
Yeah, dude.
He'll probably make new beats in space, and he'll sell for a lot.
Space beats.
Yeah,
Space
dude.
beats.
We recorded this in space.
Can't hear anything because it's fucking space. And fucking sound doesn't exist.
Space beats.
It does
Okay.
inside the ship.
Yeah, because there's air in there, so the air moves.
Have to understand physics. To
I don't
go to
know.
a
It's
rave.
cool. It's a cool marketing ploy.
Dude, nobody that wants to go to a rave understands physics.
What we want is
Okay.
for celebrities to start flying around the moon. That's what we want, honestly.
So here's where I stand on this, right? Regardless of whether it's these people or different people, like it doesn't fucking matter, right? What this equates to in my mind is they're trying to make it so that
We can party in space.
no, what they're trying to do is make it so that like citizens can go
Oh, no.
fly around the fucking moon.
that's the goal. That's the end goal.
How no though? Like that's literally the goal of this is so that they can throw a party in space.
Would it be like a moon cruise?
Yeah, pretty
Would
much.
you go swimming on the deck and stuff?
Yeah, except it sucks because
You can't swim on the deck without like
yeah, there's not a swimming pool.
there are like sharks in space.
There'd be an indoor swimming pool. Come
It's
on.
like barely fucking water.
Indoor in space swimming pool. How are they gonna keep the water in it? They're
There's
like,
no water. You just swim
inside.
Oh, dude. Yeah, they're like, it's a zero G pool. You just fucking swim in the nothingness.
If you're
like,
claustrophobic, you can't party. You know,
how do you sleep? I guess they have gravity rooms you sleep in.
in a pod.
I will say it's not going to be as visually pleasing as like a party in Miami, right? Like all these
No.
same people could go to Miami and probably generate more revenue.
I'm just
Well,
saying.
I don't
I'm just
know,
gonna throw
man.
this out there. There's a lot less tits.
If fucking Steve Aoki is
like
streaming
12
on
people?
Twitch and throws down a DJ session from space, there might be a lot of people that donate to it. That's all I'm saying.
There's
Man,
like 12 people. At best, it's like 20 tits. Dude.
that's got to be some Wi-Fi bill,
Yeah, for sure.
dude.
No,
All right, wait.
Elon's got the satellites, you know?
Oh, around the moon, right? Because what happens when they're on the other side of the moon? How do they? Isn't the moon in between them and the Earth?
We're talking about space and science in the future, right? I feel like we got to talk about the past in the future. Back to the Future.
Is that what they're doing?
They're making a new Back to the Future, yeah.
Marty McFly?
Yeah, we already talked about that. No, what I'm talking about is the fucking scientists trying to bring mammoths back onto the motherfucking Earth.
Do you know why they're doing it?
Because they can.
Climate change. They think because if they reintroduce mammoths to like the Arctic tundra, that it'll slow global warming. Because,
Is that really why?
How?
Uh-huh.
How?
That's the dumbest reason that I could honestly
it has
think
something
of.
to do with the permafrost and their interaction with like the vegetation and stuff like that.
Dude.
Vegetation in the permafrost.
Wait, that's the
sounds-
smart people fucking doing shit, and that's the reason they're doing shit for it? That's the dumbest smart people reason I've ever heard.
It's literally for climate change.
That's stupid.
It's kind of cool. They could bring back like dinosaurs. Like, look, volcanoes happen when there's dinosaurs.
Bro, if they bring back mammoths, they're going to bring back T-Rexes.
yeah.
How did the mammoths do at stopping the last ice age? Like, what? I don't understand the logic here.
I bet you get good funding if you say it's for climate change, right?
Yeah.
They're not going to stop the Ice Age, but they're going to live during the Ice Age, which means we can kill them and eat them when it's Ice Age.
All right.
Yeah.
How much do you pay to hunt a mammoth?
Oh my god, dude! Could you imagine? You're like, I got a lease. Got
A mammoth lease?
yeah, dude, with like corn feeders and shit.
It's in the Arctic tundra.
They keep knocking over the feeders.
Okay, fuck that though. Like, okay, a mammoth is a fucking huge animal, right? Like,
You could like
It's
feed your
ridiculous.
neighborhood.
so I have looked at some shit recently with with elk. Dude, they're like not just like we think of elk like North American elk, right? That are in like the north of the US and Canada. Those are big fucking elk.
Yeah,
there are also
they're
Irish
giants.
elk that are like bigger than fucking horses.
And then there's mammoths.
Most of the-
I'm sorry.
Most of the elks that I've met are bigger than horses, but
Elk and moose, both. Sorry, collectively.
moose are stupid big.
Yeah.
But Irish elk are extinct.
Right. But
So you're saying bring the Irish elk back?
yeah.
Instead of the mammoth?
Bring them both back. Fuck them.
Saber-tooth tigers got to hunt them.
Oh, dude, wouldn't that be cool?
So hunting a mammoth would be dope. But
you gotta
hunting
do
a
it-
Tyrannosaurus Rex would be way doper.
You got to do it like in a cool way, like bow
Only
hunt
if it's
though.
like in the back of a Jeep with a fucking machine gun, though. Because like too much Jurassic Park has gotten into me.
Dude, I'm telling you, if they make a mammoth, because right now there's net zero mammoths on the planet. Zero.
Yeah.
Like
No, you don't have to argue this point. I agree.
right, zero. If they bring back mammoths, like they're gonna have to bring back a mammoth predator. It's gonna be a T-Rex. Oh, we're gonna have Jurassic Park.
No, T-Rexes didn't hunt mammoths. Saber-toothed tigers did.
Yeah.
And like, what do they call them?
I'd rather T-Rexes than saber-tooth tigers. At least you can hear the T-Rexes coming.
Timberwolves.
What the fuck?
T-Rex.
You're opening up like a med clinic in here.
Sneezes and pukes and fucking. All right.
I didn't, I don't know.
So yeah, what would you pay to shoot a woolly mammoth? I guess
It would be a lot of
would
money.
be like a
Being
$30,000 hunt. or
Being
would it be
as
more
they
than that?
don't actually exist right now, like I would pay like a pretty good amount of money if I was going to be able to shoot a mammoth. Like, you're telling me I'm going to be the one
What would you pay to shoot a
person on the planet, like in all of recent memory and all future memory, to shoot a fucking mammoth? I'm the one fucking guy that gets to do
You're
it.
never.
I mean,
never,
that's worth
ever,
like
ever getting
that's-
elected to public office.
That's worth like a $1 billion. We've established this when I dip my nuts into fucking soy sauce.
Oh yeah, check that episode out.
What if mammoths become like our new food source? Like they have eggs and milk,
Obviously, mammoths lay eggs.
and you can get like T-bones from them and shit. You know what I mean?
That's why they're bringing them back, bro.
And like chicken breasts and stuff.
you just crack an egg and it's a perfect fucking T-bone.
Have you ever seen a rib the size of this table? Like,
Yeah, dude. And their tusks.
Yeah.
I don't know what you could do with those, but they're kind of cool.
You eat the bone marrow out of them. Clearly,
Damn. What if they
We're
got
gonna
like,
have to bring him down with missiles, bro. We can't just use our fucking deer rifle. You're not taking down a mammoth with the fucking 30-06.
yeah,
Shit.
you need sticks with like stones tied to the end.
I
of
bet you I
them. A
could
lot
get
of
them with 30-06, dude.
Maybe 6 of them, bro. You gotta fucking
No, you didn't tell me I had a limit on my rounds. You told me my
I mean,
gun type.
they hunt elephants,
yeah,
right?
That's
You
true.
can hunt a mammoth.
Elephants are fucking big.
It probably has a lot to do with that endurance hunting, where you just wear them out and then you go like,
Run them off a cliff or something.
yeah, you don't like actually try to like beat them up because they'll kill you. If you go out there and try to karate like a fucking mammoth.
Karate.
Yeah,
Just
dude.
fucking chop him.
With like sticks and stones.
Judo mammoth kill.
He's just gonna fuck you up, dude. It's not even gonna be funny.
Fucking One Punch Man over here.
We've gone off the rails. The Whiskey and Whiskers website is up. It's whiskeyandwhiskerspodcast.com if you'd like to support the show. There's links to our Patreon account with pledges starting at just $1 a month at whiskeyandwhiskerspodcast.com. You can also find links to the show no matter how you choose to listen. We're on iTunes, YouTube, Spotify, Google Play, Podbean, Pandora, Audible, everywhere, so go look us up. And there's live feeds to our social media on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. We're on the That's Not Canon Network. There's tons of great podcasts, no matter what you like to listen to. Most importantly, if you made it this far in the show, you're a bad motherfucker. Go to our website, whiskeyandwhiskerspodcast.com, and click that bad motherfucker link. Your donations keep the show going. This allows us to keep bringing that fire, keep drinking these bottles, and keep making you laugh. Is that what we did? So go to the website, click the link, and subscribe. There's some perks there, too. Once you become a member, go see what's up. Go to whiskeyandwhiskerspodcast.com and donate to our Patreon. New episodes every Monday. New content all the time. We'll see you next week.